Okay, how we doing? 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 Okay, so it's Sorge. I'm super excited to be with you today. I am really excited. And so, if you have watched my first video, you know that I'm still in the mood of pre-Valentine. I know that those in Africa are already in the Valentine mode already. They're ready. It's Val's Day, so a lot of gifts are going to be moving around. And one of the things I promised to do this year is to focus a bit on the singles and help my singles get married. I mean, one of the goals is to get the singles, to get the best of spouse and get married. So I am really on your job, singles, this year, and I want to believe that you're gonna get it right. Okay, so my name is Praise Forward. In case you don't know me, I am your number one family life strategist when it comes to relationship, getting married, making your marriage work, making your home become what you dream it to be. I'm the one you need to be talking to. And I live in the best state in America. I live in Texas. So you want to join me every Wednesday. From tomorrow, I'm going to be starting at 9 p.m. CST session that you don't want to miss, right? If you're in Africa, that's going to be like your 4 a.m. If you're in Nigeria, so you want to tell all your friends and families and get them to join the session. So today, I am going to be speaking to you on a very important subject, and that subject is basically how to make a first impression in dating. How to make a first impression in dating. One of the things I've realized with a lot of singles is that they don't even know how to make the first impression. So I am teaching a class of about 600 singles, and then I'm asking to know why they're not married, and they're giving me all kinds of excuses, all kinds of reasons why they're not married. Then I'm asking the simplest of questions. For example, I taught a class of over 600 singles about last weekend, and then I was asking the simple question of, how many of them have in their circle, they have at least 11 eligible singles who want to get married, all right? And I mean, maybe I only have someone who has about 4 people. Most of the people didn't even have 11. So you realize that the missing link, that makes it impossible for a lot of people to get married, it's actually the concept of friendship. That once friendship is missing, when you don't cultivate friendships intentionally, it becomes very difficult for you to find someone that can get married to you, or you find someone that you can even talk to about getting married. So it's important for us to go back into friendship, because friendship is the crucible in which great relationships are forged. And so a lot of singles are good, but then they don't know how to, make a first impression. So we say that attack is the first best form of defense. So there is the concept of beliefs that says that, the guy is the one to strike first, is the one to go and mate you. And so I always say to people, if you're waiting for the guys to come first, you're going to wait till forever. You may not, the guys may never come. What if you go to them? What if you strike a conversation? What if you want to get married? He wants to get married. It doesn't matter who makes the first move. The most important thing is that someone has got to get married, right? And so if you really want to get married, one of the things you need to master is making a first impression in dating. Now, that is presupposing that you have mastered the rules of engagement, because one of the things I do with almost everyone I work with to get them ready to attract their spouse and get them married on time is to work on their wholeness. And if you watch my previous video, I talked about that. How to get married in 3 months, and I talked about the fact that a lot of us, we have a lot of trauma that we've not dealt with, and so we're like a working field, gold mine, right, electric field rather, and you are emitting frequencies per time. So if you have trauma in you, part of what you are emitting into the atmosphere is your trauma and your good side. So you may attract a guy who is good but also traumatic. So today I want you to know that one of the things I have found, I organized a meeting many years ago for good people, say good ladies who say they couldn't find good guys. And so I brought them together. The first thing I noticed was that they weren't even communicating with each other. They weren't trying to get to know each other. The guy sat on one side, the lady sat on one side. Then I had to go in there and literally scream at them. They said, "What are you guys doing? Why are ladies meeting ladies? Why are guys meeting guys? When you guys are saying that good guys don't meet good girls, and now I brought you guys together, but you guys still can't mingle." And that becomes a problem over time when you bring singles together. So many people actually say they want to get married, but when you look at their operating framework, when you look at their operational actions, when it comes to moving in the direction of what they say they want, right, you realize that they're not ready. So they are like someone who says, oh, I want this remote control, but never moves in the direction of the remote control. So how are you going to get a remote control? So they can pray, they can fast, they can do a whole lot of things. They will not even tell people to recommend. They will see a guy who is good, they like the guy, but they are never going to move in the direction of the guy, not because they don't want to move, but because they have been wired to believe that the guy must make the first move. So they are second guessing themselves. What if he doesn't like me? What if he thinks I'm desperate? Nobody's going to think that way. No one is even saying go and tell the guy you want to get married to him. What we're saying is make the first impression, and the same thing goes for the guys. So you need to understand that for you to get married this year, you need to normalize making first impression. One of the things I have known is that no human being can resist the most valuable player in any match, right? And that's why I consistently say that if you know Ronaldo and you know Messi and you know LeBron James and you know Michael Jordan and the rest of them, what makes these guys tick is the fact that they are indispensable everywhere they go or everything they play for. So you need to understand that you can meet people in various places, from the shopping mall to the coffee shop to a restaurant. You can meet people at the beach, at the mall, anywhere, at work, business trip, volunteering, churches, mosque, anywhere. You can meet people, shrine, anywhere, okay? So I always say to people, I mean, I know a group of people who believe that you can meet your best match at a club, right? And I say, so what you're saying is that God is not everywhere. You're limiting God, because God can activate anybody. Love can happen anywhere. There's no specific place that love happens, right? And that's the mystery about love. So you need to know how to make a first impression. And you see, one of the easiest tips to making a first impression is knowing how to ask questions, right? Because a human being becomes very vulnerable when you position yourself as someone who wants to learn under them. People love it when their ego is massaged. People love it when people look up to them and when people think that they know something, right? And therein lies your loophole that you can use to meet a lot of people and make a first impression. So it comes with you understanding your aura and understanding your signal. Your signal is that one descriptive word that describes every interaction with you. So when I hang out with you for 5 minutes and you leave me, what impression have you left? I know a lot of singles say things like, oh, you can't determine what people say about you. It's not correct, right? You can actually intentionally send your signal. If I mention Tiger Woods, you do not think about football. If I mention Tiger Woods, all you think about is golf. If I mention Lionel Messi, you don't think about tennis, all you think about is football. If I mention Serena Williams, you don't think about football, all you think about is tennis. The same way, you need to understand that all this concept that many of you believe is not actually correct. So a human being has got a capacity to send an intentional signal and for your signal to be regular. So I always say that you can have a right signal, a wrong signal, a mixed signal. I'll teach that some other day. But you see, if you have learned, perfected the art of sending the right signal, then the people you're sending the signal to can literally pick your signal. So you need to understand and ask yourself, what is that one word you want to work for? So I can say praise is audacious, or praise is compassionate, or praise is sweet. If sweetness is what I want to command, or I want to elicit people to elicit whenever they come in contact with me, I'm going to work for that sweetness. It's going to show in how I respond to people on social media, what I post, because people are checking you out, right? As you're talking to them, mentioning your name, they're checking you out. They are checking your timeline to find out, your thought process is what you see when we check on your social media, what you're communicating, right? They're checking you out, your profile and all those things. So I want to assume that all those things are in place. Now, you need to understand that once that signal is clear, you want to learn how to make a first impression. And one of the things that many of you need to master are simple conversation starters. So I'm going to share with you maybe about 5. If I have time, I might take it to like 10, right? There are about 10 conversation starters that I share with my clients all the time. So you've gone to the coffee shop, you've gone to a mall, you've seen someone who's dressed well. The first law is the first law of rapport, or the law of rapport, that everything is possible in the presence of rapport. And so to get into rapport with people, the rule is you have to find something that is striking about them and you have to position as if you want to learn about that thing. So if you notice that they have a good fashion sense, you need to walk up to them and say, I just want to commend your fashion sense. It looks so lovely. I've been trying to improve my own, and I was wondering, if you have a designer, or if you have a wardrobe manager, or if you even know, a bit that you can teach me about this, because then you've asked a question, right? And so the person might say to you, oh, yeah, I have a designer. Oh, hope you don't mind if you introduce the designer to me. Can I exchange your number or something like that? Say, because, for me, I'm more interested in maybe tech. That's what I'm interested in. I just help people make their life simple. Now, you have pitched yourself without the guy knowing that you've pitched yourself, but you've left an impression. You make people's life simpler. The guy has a complicated life, looking for someone to make his life simpler. Right. So you need to understand that this thing is a strategy. And that's why I'm called a family life strategist, because I can help you create a strategy that can help you win. Right. I always say to my clients, and some of my clients are paying client, they're HNIs and C-suite executives, and I'm sitting with them to help them craft a love script, a love strategy, a user's manual, right? And those sessions are not cheap, right? But it works all the time, except if you don't follow what I tell you to do. So let's take a bit of simple conversation starters, right? When it comes to compliment, so let's say you want to compliment someone, right? And many of you, even if I ask you to go and do it on your own, you will still need me. Okay, so you can say, I have to say you're I have to say that your smile is so infectious, or you can say something like, I have to say that your energy, caught my eye. It's really, really refreshing to see someone who is this, infectious in their smile, right? And you can talk about loving the smile. So normalize complimenting people, right? Where I come from in Africa, they say that if you keep quiet, there's something in you that's going to keep quiet with you. So be the first. Everybody wants someone who affirms what they're wearing. This guy has been walking around, this lady has been walking around all day. No one has commended a shoe, no one has commended a shirt, right? Be the one who compliments what they wear, who compliments something striking about them. Now, if it comes to observation, right? And you can look at the person and say, activate your eyes to see. I couldn't help but notice you are reading whatever book they are reading. I've heard great things about it. What do you think so far? Right? That is a simple conversation starter about a book someone is reading, something about them. Right? You have positioned yourself to learn, right? Say, oh wow, okay, maybe I'll get to read this book. I'm reading one right now. It's called In Pursuit of Purpose by Dr. Miles Monroe, or something like that. And it's such a lovely book. But I love to hear your thoughts about it. You've struck a conversation. You're making new friends already. By the time they are done with you, most likely they want to get your number and they want to hear what you have to say going forward. And if they exchange your number, be the first to send them a compliment to say, thank you, really. It's good to make a new acquaintance in you. I really, really appreciate you. And keep, reading and keep transforming the world. Now you have gone beyond, above and beyond to rent a space in their mind and register yourself in their life. They want to look forward to talking to you again and again and again. That's where the real work is, which we are not here for today. And usually that's why, as a strategist, I ensure that I prepare my clients to become the most valuable product, so that whenever they cross the hurdle of attraction and people asking them out, they are value adding product that the person can do without. So I engage people in the 13-week coaching called Human Engineering Programming, where we fix every trauma, we fix every limiting beliefs and all those kind of things. I will put you together so that you are indispensable everywhere you go. Number 3, it's about, you can ask questions about people's interests. What do you like to do for fun and to unwind? I've been looking for new hobbies and activities to try out. So you want to ask questions about their hobbies. So they might tell you, oh, I love to swim. Oh, really? I never really got to learn to swim. How did you learn? You want to know more, right? Is this something that, you can show me where I can learn? I would it would be really, really nice to add that to what I love to do. Or they say, I play golf. Oh, golf, wow. I really, really love it, but I don't seem to really understand it. So please, can you take me through? In fact, you can use one tune to kill two birds, because if you say, take me through golf, most likely they're going to invite you to a place where they play golf, especially when the person is very honest, right? But at the end of the day, the goal is to get to the point where they're asking for an exchange of numbers, right? And so you need to understand that, and then we talk do about a fourth and a fifth, then I'll round up because my time is up, right? I have about 10 I can teach you, and that's why you might want to sign up for my C-Suite love system for C-Suite executives, because it's a 5 module course. Then you will have about 10 finding your spouse in 10 weeks, activities to do every day for like 10 weeks. It transforms your life. It works like magic for many of my clients, and I've seen people get married. I've walked people down the hall, who I work with, right? And that takes me to number 4 when it comes to travel, right? So you want to talk about, have you been on an exciting trip lately? I'm planning my next adventure and could use some travel inspiration. So you want to again position yourself to learn, and so the person is telling you, oh, have you been to Hawaii? And what's so special about Hawaii? There's this hotel, blah 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 blah. They go on and tell you and say, oh wow, I've never been to Hawaii, but I've been to Kenya, and Kenya has a bit of safari. Okay, maybe I will go to Hawaii. Do you have any travel agent or something that can help me plan this trip? So you have started a conversation, but then you have also talked about Kenya. If the person is interested, they will likely ask about the safari, and then you go ahead and keep a smile, keep a straight face, right? You are not under any examination. You are trying to attract someone into your world, and if you follow what I'm sharing with you, you can literally, like people say, they make cold calls. That is your own cold call. You can actually maybe attract like 10 people every week, right? Because you go out, you see people all the time, but you never make the move. And that takes me to number 5. You can use the hook of the movie and the TV, right? So you can ask the person, do you have a favorite movie or TV show that you could watch on repeat? I'm looking for new recommendation. Now, I believe that you have seen some in the past. So by the time the person tells you, oh, really, can you tell me more, or talk more about what this is all about? And the person tells you what that is about. And then you're saying, oh, wow, I've seen something like that. Okay, I watched New Amsterdam. It was a long one, or Greenleaf. And it was a long, those are the kind of things that interest me. But I might want to check this out, But what is that? What are the high points and the low points? And it's not spoilers a lot. You are very comfortable, and then you want to let them know that, oh, thank you very much. I really, really appreciate your help. In this age and time, it's very, very rare to find people like you who can engage a stranger. But I hope we get to see again, all right? I hope if I need recommendation, I can reach out to you. Do you have a card or something like that? That's how you exchange, and then you take it up from there, right? So I hope I've really, really helped you today to understand it. About 10 I usually share with my clients, but we don't have time today. But one of the things you want to do is to pull yourself together, because it's not just enough to go out and be trying to attract a spouse without, or trying to make a first impression without the package, your total package being ready. A lot of people have attracted all kinds of people, made a first impression, but by the time they get close, they realize that you are not, you have things that you have not dealt with, you have sabotaging beliefs that you have not dealt with, you have patterns and habits that can really, really sabotage your best interest. And that is why I always say to people, you need to exist first before you give yourself away. So you want to work on yourself, heal yourself, totally transform your life, and become the best you can ever be. So you might want to attend my class, which starts on Saturday. Saturday is 13 weeks, human engineering programming. He's got a payment plan. Just scan the code, and you can reach me directly. And let's talk. It's one of my low ticket, even though some people say it's high ticket. It's $2,000. That's a payment plan, right? So you can spread your payment, but this will transform you. It will totally. I bet you, it will totally transform you, because the first thing is you want to be indispensable. You want to be that personality who is in control, and uninstall and create your own love script. Create a life that is indispensable everywhere you go. That's what you want to be. So you want to join that class. So go ahead, click or scan the code and go sign up. I hope to see you on Saturday. And Saturday through the next 13 weeks, I'm going to be coaching you every Saturday. Classes at 7 a.m. CST or 2 p.m. West African time, and maybe like that's 8 a.m. for those of you in Canada, EST. Those of you in the Eastern Zone, you don't want to miss this for anything, right? And so I look forward to welcoming you. I am the best family life strategist you can ever work with. After 24 years of working with some of the high profile clients and fixing homes and bringing peace around the globe, I am ready to get as many singles married this year. And that's why you want to stay hooked on this channel. Subscribe if you're yet to subscribe. You want to be here at all times and you want to listen to me. Trust me, your life is never going to remain the same. I am committed to you, and tomorrow, tell your friends, bring them Valentine's special 9 p.m. CST. I'm going to be teaching on how to find love and the laws of love. You don't want to miss that for anything. I'll do that every Wednesday. Then I'll do some other videos that I believe that will help you. Okay, I look forward to seeing you. Have a fantastic day, and know that I really care about you. Okay, so go and win today. Have a fantastic time. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
I am praise for warwear.